Picture this. You find a stunning renovated house that meets all of your needs. The kitchen is gorgeous. The bathrooms are renovated. Everything looks shiny and new. It is at the top of your price range, but it's in move-in ready condition, so you figure at least you're not going to spend any money once you move in. You write a full price offer with an escalation clause to make sure you're in the running. Your offer is accepted, and you do a home inspection. The home inspection seems to go fine. The inspector noted that there appeared to be mold in the crawl spaces that would need to be remediated. The shower in the basement didn't drain well, but that wasn't of real concern to him. And he noted that the water heaters would have to be replaced within the next 5 years. You move forward with the purchase, and you close on the home. Shortly after you move in, you decide to call a plumber to adjust the temperature on the water heaters. When the plumber comes to adjust the water temperatures on the water heaters, he tells you that the water heaters are too old and they need to be replaced if you want hot water, and you need a water softener to protect them. In addition, he found that there was still cast iron piping in the crawl space and it was leaking sewage. You end up replacing both water heaters, the cast iron pipe, and you install a water softener at a total cost of around $20,000. I wish I could tell you the story ends there, but it doesn't. A couple months later, there's an awful smell in the kitchen, and you discover a major sewage leak and backup in the bathroom and adjoining room. Turns out all the pipes are old and clogged and need to be cleaned out and most likely updated. You also find out the fireplaces aren't up to code and the heat isn't working properly. Your finances are in the red and you are at your wit's end. You actually want to sell the house, but you can't with all the issues. You just want this nightmare to end. This is a true story on Elise Glink's forum, Think Glink. I wish I could tell you this is just a one-off, but I would be lying. When I was doing research for this video, I found countless stories of people who regret buying a flipped house. So today, we're going to go through a couple of those stories to give you an idea of what could happen, and we'll end with 5 crucial to-dos before you buy a flipped house so you won't regret it. So let's dive right in. Lauren and her husband bought a move-in ready home for their family of 4 that had been recently renovated. New kitchen, new appliances, new exterior siding, replaced roof. They had just moved in, literally had not unpacked their boxes, when they started noticing small things. A light in the living room didn't work, dead electrical outlets, nothing too bad. Well, shortly thereafter, more stuff popped up. The bathroom light started flickering whenever the hall light was turned on. Also, a drain pipe in our laundry room overflowed, flooding our basement. They brought in contractors to see what the issues were. The electrician said the lights flickering was a byproduct of incorrectly installed fuses, and the plumber said the reason the washer kept backing up was because it was added to the same line as the kitchen, which was enough to cause frequent clogs. But their trouble didn't end there. They had settled on the house in the fall, so they didn't use their air conditioner till the following summer. On the first hot day of the year, they learned that their HVAC system did nothing to cool the second floor of the house. According to the HVAC tech, the person that installed the system had used the wrong size unit for the home and had installed attic ductwork in the basement. This combination of errors meant the unit was unable to push cold air to the second floor. The bottom line, they ended up with more than $20,000 of repairs. And you can bet they regretted buying a flipped home. So what should you look for when buying a flipped house? Let's go through 10 simple red flags to look for when you're simply walking through the flipped house for the first time. And then we're going to tackle 5 crucial to-dos before you buy it. Number 1, check the floors. Are they level? Do they bounce? Do they creak like you're walking through a haunted house? Stand in each room and feel if the floors are uneven, or if there are any soft spots, especially around the corners and near bathrooms and kitchens. Poorly done flooring can hide structural issues or water damage. Number 2, look at the doors and the windows. Do they close properly? Doors that stick or don't align could be a signal of foundation issues. Try testing some windows to see if they open and shut smoothly. Bonus tip, make sure they're actually new. Flippers love a fresh coat of paint, but that doesn't mean they spent money on new energy efficient windows. So just ask the question. Number 3, inspect the trim and baseboards. Look down. Is the trim uneven or poorly poorly cut. If they didn't care about making the trim straight, what else didn't they care about? Gaps in baseboards are a sign of sloppy work or quick fixes. It might indicate that the flippers didn't pay attention to details and rushed through the job. Number 4, check the water pressure. Head to the bathroom, not to actually use it, but to turn on the faucet and flush the toilet. Weak water pressure can point to plumbing issues, which are not a cheap fix. Also, while you're there, check under the sinks for leaks or water damage around the pipes. Number 5, look up. Ceiling clues. If only certain sections of a wall are freshly painted, especially near the ceiling or the windows, it could be covering up water damage or cracks. Also, look at the corners of the ceilings for water spots. Flippers may have tried to hide leaks rather than fix them. This is a good time to remind you that good real estate agents are very experienced at looking for red flags. If you need a recommendation of an experienced, vetted agent in your area, just fill out the form in the description and we'll definitely be in touch. Number 6, examine the bathroom and kitchen cabinets. Open the cabinets and the drawers. Are they properly aligned? Or do they look like they were just slapped on in a hurry? Do they close smoothly or do they seem crooked? If the cabinets are new but the hardware is old or loose, it might be a sign that they cut corners elsewhere. Also in reverse, if the hardware is nice and shiny and new, but the cabinets seem old, they could have just repainted old original cabinets and tried to make them look good. Number 7, feel the temperature. When you're walking through the house, does it feel drafty? Or is it warmer in certain spots? This could point to poor insulation or HVAC issues. You don't want to inherit someone else's neglected heating or cooling system. Number 8, peek at the roof and the gutters. Walk outside and look at the roof. Are the shingles curling or possibly missing? Check the gutters for sagging or signs they've been neglected. A bad roof is one of the most expensive repairs that you can face. Number 9, examine the exterior. Check for cracks in the foundation, uneven steps, or other signs of poor workmanship outside. A house might look great on the inside, but the exterior can reveal bigger problems, like foundation issues or shoddy repairs. And number 10, smell the place. It sounds weird, but trust me, if there is a musty smell, it could mean mold or water damage. A heavy scent of air fresheners, which personally I find disgusting, they might be covering something up, like pet odor or smoke or moisture issues. So use all of your senses. Look at everything, feel everything, the temperature, and smell everything. If the house passes these preliminary tests, then it's time to move on to the 5 crucial to-dos before you buy it. Number 1, always check if they pulled permits. You may not be the expert on permits, but asking the flipper if they pulled permits for major work is essential. No permits means no assurance that the work was done to code. This could become your problem down the road. If you can't get a straight answer from the seller or the real estate agent, then look up the permits yourself. Most cities and counties have online databases where you can search the property address to see if permits were pulled and for what. You can find what type of work was permitted, roofing, plumbing, electrical, etc., whether the permits were approved and inspected, whether they closed out the permits, meaning the city signed off that the work is complete and up to code. Simply go on the local building department or city government website, find the permit section, and enter the address. Number 2, hire an inspector that has experience with flipped homes. Ask them specifically if they have experience with flipped homes, knowledge of code violations, and if they use infrared scanning or moisture detection tools to spot uneven insulation or hidden water leaks. Since flipped homes are all about making all the surface look good, these tools can reveal hidden problems. An added tip is also to bring a general contractor and a structural engineer to the inspection. Having these professionals there will give you a much more thorough evaluation of the house. Number 3, check when the owners purchased the home and then when they put it on the market. There is a good chance that if they bought it, renovated, flipped it and put it back on the market quickly, there are going to be some issues. Permits take a while to get. So if something happened too fast, they maybe didn't even get permits. It's hard to mess things up if you have permits and it's inspected and approved. Number 4, research the flipper's reputation. Not all flippers are the same. Some are pros that care about quality, and others are quick profit chasers who slap on lipstick to hide deeper issues. Do a little detective work. Look up the seller or the flipper to see if they've done other flips. Check the reviews or complaints. Have their past buyers reported problems. And talk to the neighbors if you can. They might have seen the renovation process and know whether it looked like a quick job or a thoughtful overhaul. Number 5, and this is really, really important, budget for future repairs. Even if everything looks good on paper, flipped homes can still come with surprises. Set aside an emergency fund for repairs because some issues may pop up later, like HVAC systems given out or roof leaks that weren't obvious during the inspection. Cosmetic updates don't address the wear and tear of an older home. So expect to replace things like appliances, plumbing fixtures, or electrical work sooner than if it were a new home. I hope you guys got some value to today's video. I don't want anybody who wants to buy a flipped house to then later regret it. And like I mentioned earlier, a good real estate agent can be very helpful during this process. If you would like a recommendation or an introduction to a vetted, experienced real estate agent in your area, just fill out that form in the description, or you can always email me and we'll set up a chat. If you missed the video where homeowners regret buying and are going back to renting, definitely check that out next. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.